Right, I'm hoping that this will be like an attachment to go on to my Sever cabinet I'm using for a 3D printer. You'll have to excuse my voice at the moment. I've got a very, well, a sore throat. I wouldn't say it's very, but it's sore. This is going to use one of my sort of clip things that I've already designed. But the idea here is to have like a piece of threaded rod sticking out with a pipe on. The pipe will be able to turn a bit. That I can put in some like large washers on to stop the reel coming off, the spool or filament. But that will clip onto these sort of racks or things on the side of my Sever cabinet. The square holes, I already have the filament sort of run out detection unit clipped on there. Let's see, I can probably, so like these square holes here, these are for the racks to go into. And basically it's just, well, I think I already have some of those printed out in day glow filament. This is black filament ABS, 65 on the heat bed, 225 on the nozzle, Elmer's glue stick on this bed. Now I haven't got much filament of this black filament left. I did run out of my day glow filament, which I probably won't be using again for quite some time, because I've heard that can wear down the nozzle because it has chemicals in that can quite rough on the nozzle. Now, as I say, this is actually inside my Sever cabinet, so I do get some reflections of the glass door on this Sever cabinet, as we can see there. I'm not sure how long this print is going to take, about an hour and a half I think, so I'm going to pause the video just now and I'll come back probably quite far on, unless I notice anything going wrong. For example, if it starts curling or something. Now you might notice this fan shroud I have here is a bit slanty. That's because of a bolt. I don't know if you can see that. See that bolt on the top? That's to hold a bit of a metal plate to hold push the keep the hot end in a way. But the head of that is actually touching the fan on the right hand side, and that's pushing this side down. Okay, let's pause the video just now. Probably come back when it's, well, at least halfway on, if not fully finished. Well, it's coming up to 1 hour. Oops. If I remember right, it's 30% infill, which you might see a bit of the infill there. So there's like a round hole in the middle, that's for the bolt to screw into. Well, a threaded rod, a bit of threaded rod. And on that threaded rod, some pipes and washers, and the spool will sort of go under that. But this will be acetoned onto like the latch thing I have to go in the rack rail. I think they're called rails actually on Sever cabinets. I might be wrong about that, don't quote me. probably see I think these are known as veils. Don't quote me on that, but I have some, like a catch that'll clip into there, and then I'll acetone this part onto that, because that's ABS. And there'll be a threaded rod into here. Oops, so a bit more light on it. Be a threaded rod into here sticking out with washers on to stop the pipe on for the filament spool. At the moment I'm using this, it's like a piece of pipe, two balls coming in left and right, and some nuts to sort of, I can slacken particularly this one off on the left. I can slacken that off, undo the pipe, take the pipe off in a way and put the pipe on. But that's problematic because I found this is a fiddly to get this on and off, and also I do have some washers on, so the washers are likely to fall off and drop down, and I don't want that. So that's the method I'm using at the moment. That's my moisture absorbent unit on the right. It needs warming up to drive the moisture out. That's inside, I believe it's silicone gel that goes inside, and I can plug that in and it'll heat up and dry the silicone gel out once it's absorbed some moisture up to a certain level. That sort of panel there, you can see it indicates wet, see? It should be blue when it's dry. That's just stuck on this Sever cabinet with magnets. Quite a few small magnets. So I can relatively easily just take it off, plug it in, heat it up, dry it out, put it back up there. So as I say, this is ABS, 225 on the nozzle, 65 on the heat bed, 0.2 layer height. I think it's set to 50%, well 50, whatever it is, space, sorry, 30% infill, I believe. So it's coming up to about halfway, just over 1 hour. But the next stage might be a bit quicker anyway. Right, I'm going to pause the camera again, come back a bit later. Well, it's coming up to 2 hours now. Actually, it's almost finishing, about another 10 or quarter an hour maybe to go. So this part sticking out here is just to give the threaded rod that will screw into here something, well, you know, more support anyway. Whoops, camera's getting caught. So it's tilting a bit there, sorry. Okay. So it should be finishing any moment now, really. I think it's just doing a sort of top layer on top now, as far as I know. Well, the bed's had time to cool down, and when it's cooled down, this part is lifted up and it's shifted over actually, but that's only after it's cooled down. Quite often, I wasn't listening to this, but quite often I'll hear a click as it's sort of releasing from the bed. Sometimes it'll stay stuck on the bed a little bit, even after the bed is cooled down. So you can see the hole there, that's for the threaded bar to go into, and this will be welded using acetone to another part. Easy comes off the bed there. Black ABS. There's the bottom. Onto Elmer's glow stick, borosilicate glass. So this is like a thing I made earlier. This was like a filament guide, which I don't really use anymore. It was the guide to filament, and this actually hooks into the Sever sort of rails, I think they're known as. So they're just like those two things that can hook in. I think that should be in a certain like one, because of the distance. These are different spaces, these holes in here. But this I don't want to dismantle this. This was actually welded using acetone. So this was printed out, then this was printed out separately, and this was a bit of acetone on and pushed into there. So I'm going to have to print out another one of these. But the idea here is to have like one of these, or maybe even two, and this will be acetoned onto here somehow. Sorry about the lighting here. And then that'll hook on, and then this device, which is basically just a piece of pipe, a couple of washers, some nuts on, like that, just washers. So the spool of filament goes on there. These bigger washers will stop it coming off. That screws into the hole. I might have to top this out. I've tried to make it about 7.5, I think, if I remember right. This is an 8mm threaded rod, piece of threaded rod, just like you use for the like Z carriage normally. A couple of nuts locked together. I was using this earlier in my filament box. Right, I'm going to see how well this goes into here. Then I'll come back. I might have to top this out. I'll let you know. There's a good print. Well, yeah, I did have to tap it. Actually, to get this started, I did put shampoo on here, but wasn't enough. I had to use a tapered reamer. So there's my tapered reamer. Put it in that end, opened it up a little bit. Then I managed to get this tap in, 8mm by 125 M8, 1.25, that's the pitch. And gradually, just like a tapping in the metal, turn it a bit, back it off. Every, say, a couple of turns, take it all the way out to get the like swarf out there, almost like dust in a way, and blow it off, and then take it back in and forward and backwards quite a bit. See some of the swarf there. I've all cleaned this out. So you want quite a few shells on this. I'll tell you how many shells I use, well, some of the settings I use here. Right, let's see if this threaded rod should fit in there. It should do. It's a bit hard to grip this threaded rod because the pipe wants to move. Yep, that goes in there. That one's tightening up against this like block, so that doesn't work its way loose. But that's in there. That's in there solid. Doesn't go all the way in for the length I have here. actually done that, it's tightened up this nut a little bit, so I need to slacken that off a little bit so that this can still, so this can rotate, the drum go on here, or filament, and the drum itself will probably rotate more than this pipe actually. A couple of washers, as I say, to stop the drum moving off either side. Right, okay, so see, it's got like a ledge almost, on a block on it this side. That's to actually acetone to the hook. See, I filed this down, it does leave, well, it almost goes white. I sand it, I mean, that could be smooth, you know, using acetone paper is something I don't normally do. So now there, I've done a test fit and it seems to fit okay. It's just to acetone that onto there, and that's set. Make sure I'm putting it on the, so acetone it onto this edge. That's sticking, putting a bit on this cap here. Make sure that's safe. This is the first time I've used this pen. Make sure that I'm going on the correct side. I would say, I would think about maybe using a brush, yeah, like a paintbrush, but when I tried that before, actually the bristles got like sticky off the acetone, so I'm just trying to put quite a bit on here to start off with. I ain't using the nib as a way. Right. No, okay, I'll make sure that you're going like there. Just line it up feeling the edge of this way together. Well, it's been about half an hour. Let's have a look. I don't expect this to be all that strong, but it's holding on there. So now the idea is to use the same like pen that I've got, just to go over the join, the edge, in a way, hoping that any capillary action will take it in. So using the same pen here, I'm going to put this, I don't really recommend plastic sheets like this, a little bit there. Now, before I've used the edge of a screwdriver to do this, but one reason I bought this like ink pen for is to actually do this, because I'm hoping that this will hold more of the acetone in. On the edge of using like a screwdriver edge, it doesn't hold a lot of acetone on it. So that's just going along that edge there, well, the join. Well, it's been quite an hour or so. That seems to have done quite well there. Do along this sort of edge here, the gap, well, the join there, just the same technique. I'll probably take this out because it's getting in the way a bit at the moment. Well, there I've hooked it on. That's my moisture absorbent unit behind, fitted on the Sever cabinet with magnets. Now I have had problems with that because I've just super glued the magnets on and they don't like glue on all that well to the plastic on the thing. Sorry about this, that board and tube's catching a bit there. Now the weight of it is, I thought I might do this is tip it a bit. I've also thought about putting another one of these latch type things with the prongs going out to the left, because these are like right angled brackets in a way with the holes in. But you get the basic idea there. Well, as you might be able to see, it's a little bit straighter, a little bit less wobble. What I found is actually if I press this to the part that I printed out, that it stabilizes it. So bolted it, I drilled a hole in and I bolted it, 3mm bolt, 20mm long basically, to that part. I don't want to, well, you can't really permanently acetone weld it together because you won't be able to unhook it